to spend the rest of my life in cruise control. But I believe that when God saved my life, he said, Herman, not yet, for a reason. He said, not yet, for a reason. That's where the prayerful consideration comes in. So for all of the praying folk, Sharon, y'all keep praying. Y'all keep praying. And when I ran for the United States Senate in 2004, I also prayed. When I knew that God had given me the decision, I never looked back. To this day, I don't regret it at all. So I can't make a decision like that and look back. Too much stuff is going on. As Satchel Paige used to say, if you look back, somebody might be gaining on you. And if you were to run for something like President of the United States, you will not have time to be looking back. Now, if God says, this is what I was left here for, after beating cancer so far, and if I do run and get elected, the first thing that I would do is issue an ultimatum. No increases in any budget in Washington, D.C., and no earmarks whatsoever. Not going to make a lot of friends. Not going to make a lot of friends. If you all were to lose your mind and elect me president, I wouldn't be worried about a second term. I wouldn't be worried about making friends. I'd be worried. My only concern would be doing what I could do while I had an opportunity to do it. So that would be the first thing. You stop the spending. You stop the spending by using the power of the veto in order to stop it, and then you work on ways to begin to bring it down. Not going to change it overnight, but that would be the first thing, because like that gentleman said, unless we are a strong economic power, we are not going to be a superpower. The second thing that I would do is make sure that we stimulate this economy with direct stimulus. Direct means we leave the money in the worker's pocket. We leave the money in the business, rather than running it through that filter in Washington, D.C. called government bureaucracy. They could have, you know that it started out $719 billion was the stimulus package, and then it grew to $826 billion. If they had suspended payroll tax for 12 months, it would have cost approximately what that stimulus bill cost. Let me tell you how that would have worked. Every worker in America would have gotten a 7.65% raise of their own money. And every employer would have had their payroll costs go down by 7.65%, because that's what is sucked out of our paychecks in order to pay for it. Now, the nan and the nan crowd, they'll be ready to say, Sharon, well, why you want to suspend payroll tax for 12 months when we already have a problem with Medicare and we got a problem with Social Security? That's right, we do. And we got to hold up to the fact that those programs need to be modernized, because Social Security is headed for a train wreck, Medicare is headed for a train wreck. When they took out $500 billion, they made the train wreck a little closer. That's what they did. But let me tell you what my philosophy is. If I'm going to be headed for a train wreck, I'd rather be headed for a train wreck while I'm trying to stop it with a healthy economy rather than a sick economy. That's not rocket science. So if we strengthen our economy and become that strong economic superpower again, then we can do a whole lot of stuff. We can do a whole lot of things. So number one, stop the spending. You just got to be bad. You just got to be the new sheriff in town. Now they would be trying to talk you out of it, but that would be a commitment that I would make to the American people. And all this stuff about, I know that some of these programs, Melvin, are what they call on autopilot. Well, autopilots can be disengaged. They can be disengaged. That's what I mean by modernization. So the first thing is, got to stop spending. Second thing we got to do let's get this economy moving in the right direction. So I suspend the payroll tax for 12 months while we work on fixing Social Security and Medicare. I would suspend taxes on repatriated profits. Do you know why companies leave profits overseas? Because they get taxed over there, and when they come back over here, the crooks want to tax them again. Yeah, I support the fair tax. I would go for the fair tax. Yeah. But we might not be able to get that right away. We may not be able to get that right away. So second thing, we have to fix our economy. Fix our economy. Third thing that I would do, this would be my third priority. So the first priority is stop the spending. The second priority is to fix our economy. And that's only a few things. You know, suspend taxes on capital gains. The people who are taking risks and invested in business to create jobs, stop demonizing them. Stop, demagoguing them. Stop making it hard for people to make a decision to create jobs. We all know, some of us know, that most of the jobs are created by smaller businesses anyway, but yet the administration in Washington, D.C., they want to put more burdens on the job creators rather than reducing those burdens. And my third priority would focus on doing what's right for our military, our men and women in uniform, as well as our veterans. We are not fulfilling our obligations to the people who have fought. Some of their family members have died for this country. Because see, if you stop the spending and you say no earmarks, guess what? We'll have enough money by saving it on those bridges of nowhere to be able to do what's right for our military and to do what's right for our disabled veterans. Because I also believe that, like the gentleman said, you're not a strong economic superpower. You're not a superpower unless you're a strong economic superpower. And with the threats to this nation in terms of security, both at our borders and around the world, and this nut job over in North Korea blowing up a South Korean vessel, and now this administration and leadership, they want to think about it? Who do you think they're going to attack next? So Ronald Reagan said the greatest defense is an awesome offense. So we rebuild our military rather than stripping it down, then it'll reduce some of these threats from some of these pipsqueak potentates around the world who have lost respect for the United States of America. And the fourth thing that I would do, if y'all really went crazy, I would always do what's right for the people and not for the party, not for the politics.